Hello, hello, everyone. Hopefully, you're having a great Saturday. Got 'em. I'm having a good day. Thank you for asking. Hey, everyone. We are doing free readings today. Free yes, no. I did get some donations, so I just posted those now. Angelus, hello. Yes, we just started the free list. It will end in about 10 minutes. Amy, yes, Queen of Cups. Oh, you didn't even ask me a question. Yeah, you can ask me questions, Amy. That's fine. But I think your answer is yes, whatever your question was going to be. Um, all right, let's see. Is anyone? Yeah, you guys can ask yes, no questions. Go for it. This is hilarious. Okay, got him. Um, got him. I am getting that she will reach out to you. Yes, the star. Um, I don't know like how she's going to respond, but I'm getting that she will. I think that you might have to give her some time though. You also donated at IJ? No, you're good. I'm trying to see. I haven't gotten an update for some reason. I wonder if my email's not going to work tonight. It likes to do this every once in a while. You're welcome, got him. IJ, once you're, let's see. Oh, you donated early. Hold up. IJ, let me add you. You're first. Sorry, I missed that. Wow. It looks like I'm going to just have an off night tonight, guys. What the heck is going on here? Okay. So IJ is technically first. His came in as a pre-order. We also have got him as a pre-order. Amy, you were right on the cusp, so I'll make you a pre-order as well. Sorry for that confusion. If you donated and I missed it, please do what IJ did and let me know. Amy, okay, we'll take a look. We'll see. That's hilarious. Angelus, which question do you want me to answer? All right, this is for Chibi. I have a no. Knight of Swords. It's okay. Just so you guys know, I work at a StreamYard. So if you delete your question or delete a comment, I still can see it on my end. So just make sure you're very certain of the question you want to ask before you post it. I have a no. 5 of Swords for Angelus. Amy, yes. I also got the Knight of Wands for this one. Sweet Rita, yes. Knight of Cups. Sienna, yes. Queen of Cups. I'm not sure if this is, I think your name is Janet, I believe. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, let me know. Does Oshi truly like you? I have a yes, the Justice card. I think your name might be able to be pronounced Janae as well. Oh, it is Janet. Okay, perfect. So yeah, I have a yes for you, Janet. I have the Justice card, yes. And that is Libra energy. This is for RM. Good evening. Does the guy I work with have a crush on me? RM. I'm not getting a yes right now. I have a maybe. Well, actually, 2 maybes. 2 of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune. You got to give this a little more time. Where did I just leave off? RM. Poonam, I'm doing good. Thank you for asking. You're welcome, Angelus. You're welcome, sweet Rita. It looks like we're all having a weird night. I'm looking at the chat right now. Looks like there's some confusion going on between IJ, me, Amy, Dottam. We're all like, I don't know. If there's any kind of communication error tonight, clearly Mercury in retrograde is doing its work right now. Where am I? Dottam said you're good. I understand. Okay, so Nisha, we're gonna do yours in just a second. Marta, I have yours. Poonam, I have yours. Janet, you're welcome. Anna, I have yours. IJ, I have yours. He just says, yes, we're going through it. What is happening today? I notice when Mercury is in retrograde, I personally like mess up my words a lot, or like I can't think of what I'm trying to say very effortlessly, compared to normal. I truly don't know if this has anything to do with it, but I have a Gemini stellium, and Gemini is ruled by Mercury, and I also have a Mercury in Gemini in a natural house of house 3. So I think that like when Mercury is in retrograde, I usually have like a very good retrograde most of the time, but my communication is crazy. Like I get tongue tied, I can't think of words, I say the wrong thing. So just bear with me. Like Misha said, we're going through it. Hopefully it'll be better by September. That's awesome, Amy. Congrats on that. Nat, I have your question. Angelus, yeah, one free question. You can donate if you want more. God, I'm not so sweet of you to say. Oh, Amy, I'm so happy for you. Hey, Ari, welcome in. Isha, welcome in. Ari, I have your question. Okay, guys, let's do the rest of these yes, no's real quick. This is for Nisha. Yes, 4 of Wands. Marta. This is also a maybe. I'm leaning towards a yes for you, Marta, but I can't give you a yes, no right now. Two of Pentacles is kind of like things are up in the air for this person. So, or they're trying to kind of figure it out right now themselves. Poonam. Poonam, yes, but I think it has been going on for you. Knight of Cups. Anna, I have a yes. 3 of Cups. IJ. Yes, the Star. Nat. I have a yes, the Star for you as well. Ari. Getting a yes. I have the Page of Pentacles. You're welcome, Marta. You're welcome, everyone. We're going to answer this last question. This is for Isha or Esha. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name. Let me know how to say it. I am closing the list now. We're working on the last question, and then we're going to be moving on to donations. You're welcome, everyone. Thank you guys for liking the live stream. I appreciate it. Let's see. We have 3 donations so far. They are all pre-orders. We have a BOGO, an in-depth, the past, present, future, as well as a mini. So it's going to be probably, let me think. I would say about 30-35 minutes of a wait. And this is for Isha. You're welcome, Isha. Isha, I have a yes, the Empress. First up, we have IJ for a BOGO. IJ, if you're ready, let me know. Okay. All right. How did she feel about the convo today? And she is the one that initiated the conversation too, right? So there's a lot of imagery here, like talking about peace, being at peace, or finding your peace. So it's actually kind of crazy because it makes me think something like shifted for her this week. Maybe she found a modality that works for her, that's making her feel better, more zen, more happy. And I'm not saying all her problems are solved, but it seems like she's in this place now where she feels like there's something tangible that she's able to do to help herself work through certain things. And so I have the Star, Temperance, and Four of Swords. If you wanted to ask me, like, what cards would represent serenity, peace, relaxation, rest, taking it easy, like being at rest, zen, like those are literally the 3 cards of the deck that represent that. Like, I don't think there's another card in this deck that I could think of that would represent those things. So, and those are the 3 cards that have come out. So, oh, an unexpected reply. Oh, that's so nice. Okay. So I feel like maybe she feels relieved. Maybe she feels like some type of relief hearing from you. I know that there's kind of like this internal guilt, I think, that she feels at times when it comes to you, because she's not the type of person that would ever like lead someone on or act maliciously or anything like that. And I remember having a conversation with you telling you that she wants to match your energy. She doesn't want you to do more, and it's not because she's not interested, but it's because she knows that there's only a certain capacity that she has to give, and she wants to feel like it's equal. She never wants to feel like you're doing more than her. So there's, yeah, a lot of self-care here for sure. Let me see. So when she heard from you, that might be this like rest, relief, peace, because maybe she was thinking to herself, like, I think that she likes the checkpoints, honestly. I think she likes hearing from you, checking in, like kind of touching base with each other, just to kind of give her, I guess, that reassurance that you guys are okay and that nothing has changed. She told you she has been prioritizing her self-care, and she just wanted to make sure you're prioritizing your self-care. Wow. Interesting. Very interesting. I do know that when you ask like about her, what she wants you to know, there's been a lot of times where I've said, she wants you to focus on yourself, have fun, still live your life, focus on your goals, still move forward. You know what I mean? And I get that for you guys. So it would make sense that she would come through, but the fact that she's coming through in 3D and being like, hey, make sure you prioritize yourself. So for whatever reason, she's coming through this place where she's like just feeling very much at peace or at rest. I think that this conversation just really made her feel good, made her feel like maybe she's contributing and helping you. I do know that at one point I had said that maybe it would be good for you to get vulnerable with her at some point and maybe not always be the one offering the advice. And you had said that you are doing that, or you have been trying to do that. So that maybe made her feel good that she could offer some advice to you, maybe in exchange to all the times that you have helped her over time, the last couple of months probably especially. So, let me see. I'm going to pull a couple more cards here. I'm hearing that she felt as if she bonded with you through this conversation. Like, I'm hearing bonded for some reason. I have the Hierophant here, and this talks a lot about being on the same page or feeling like there's a commonality or like a common ground between the two of you. And so, like, feeling bonded. I think she really likes being able to kind of be a sounding board for you, IJ, as well. That's important to her, is that things aren't just going one way. I really like that she's also been prioritizing her own self-care. And it's interesting too that you say that she tells you what she's been doing and wants you to do the same, because it's like she wants you to mirror her. It's like I don't know if this is intentional or not, or if like this is conscious or not, but like underneath it all, she's saying, I'm taking care of me and I want you to also take care of you. I want us to mirror each other. I want what I do to reflect within you. And then it kind of brings me back a little bit to the dreams where you guys strategize together and coordinate. And it's like she's kind of coming in a little stronger in the 3-day, telling you directly what it is that she needs from you. And I do know that promoting self-care is good for mind, body, soul, but specifically it's good for your mental well-being to be able to relax. And maybe she's wanting you to relax enough to have, I know it sounds weird, but a lot more energy in the dream world. I notice, like, if I have very vivid dreams, I wake up feeling exhausted. Like, I almost feel like I didn't sleep when I have very vivid dreams. And maybe she's wanting you to prioritize taking care of yourself so that way you can be more present in the astral realm, because maybe you won't wake up feeling tired or exhausted. She just wants to make sure that you're like at the best place mentally before you go to sleep, so that way you guys can make the most of it, if that makes sense. But yeah, I mean, I think she felt great. I think she felt relieved. She like sees check-in points with you where she can kind of feel reassured about the connection. I think she liked offering advice. I think she's feeling good. I think she's feeling really good about you and herself and how things are going for her. So this is nice. You said that's happened before to you as well. Yeah. Rashima, I don't know if I saw a question for you posted. If I didn't answer a question for you, then it means I didn't see it or didn't post it. Um, is your question posted in the chat? If you scroll back, can you find it? Eliana, I got your donation. just before Eliana donated, I also have a Cash App donation for, I think, an in-depth. And Day Oceane is also here with a donation as well. They probably didn't post it was any good news the rest of the month. Oh, got you, Rashima. Sorry about that. I'll take care of this for you right now, but just know that if I don't see it or it doesn't post, once I'm into donations, I usually don't answer those questions. But Rashima, it's a yes. King of Wands. IJ, what else does she want you to know? What else does she want you to know? She says she's walking away. She's walking away from something. What's she walking away from? All right. I don't know. I'm here. I heard in the last reading I did for you just now, like high cortisol levels. I don't know if you're experiencing that, IJ, or if that's something that she has. This is something that can be actually tested through blood work. This is something that it's a physical ailment with high cortisol levels. You're welcome, Rashima. And I feel like she's saying, like, I'm walking away from the stress that I have been carrying around with me. Maybe she's looking for ways in which to lower her stress. So the Eight of Cups is like, I'm walking away. I'm abandoning this thing. It's not working for me anymore. I've tried to put up with it for too long. I'm not doing it anymore. This could also indicate that she's leaving her job. I don't know if that would resonate or not. Or maybe she has thought to herself, this is something I don't think I can do forever. And when I have the opportunity to leave this job or even like move to a different department or do this job with a different company or something like that, she's like, I'm going to take that opportunity when it comes my way. Because I think maybe in her mind, she's thinking what I'm doing right now is not sustainable. And I want IJ to know that I recognize this and I'm doing my best to set myself up so that way this is not something I'm doing every single day for the rest of my life. Because I feel like for her, she's like, living in this environment is not good on me. It's not healthy for me. This is not what I was born to like live like. I almost feel like she's saying, she kind of had that epiphany of like human beings are here to like have the human experience, obviously, but we're here to enjoy ourselves. We're here to experience, I would argue myself actually, that we're here for human connection. We're not here to be like avoiding human contact and avoiding human interaction, because if you take away everything, what do you have left? Human interaction and eating and like taking care of your body and like being one of the earth. So I feel like she's saying, I'm tired of stressing about things that are man-made, created. Like she's like, I'm constantly worried about my credit. I'm constantly worried about making money, putting my career first. I'm constantly worried about like the things that aren't important, and I need to shift that focus because these things are stressing me out. And do I want to be a functioning part of society? Yes. Do I want to be a good contribution to civilization? Yes. But I feel like she's saying the way in which I've gone about it is not sustainable. It's not something that anybody can endure for long periods of time. It's not suitable for my needs, my wants, my desires. This is not working. And so the biggest thing that she wants you to know, IJ, that's coming through is that she's like, I'm adjusting the way in which I'm living. And I think that's like one of the biggest takeaways here. She loves to help people, but I think people she does that with isn't good. Yeah, so like she can still do the job that she has, but it doesn't have to be with the company or with the people that she's working with or the clients that she has. She, doesn't have to keep, you can it's crazy to think, but you if like for example, say you're a therapist, okay? You can fire your clients if you feel like in any way it's not productive, it's making you uncomfortable, it's starting to cause you more stress. Like sometimes people just don't jive, and that's okay. And we think, oh well, they're the ones paying us, so we have to. No, you don't. Like just like a hair client, if you're a cosmetologist, just as if you're a doctor or a construction worker, like you can choose who you're going to work with. So I think for her, like she's got to understand like what is making her bring work home, what's making her stress out. And sometimes we put that stress on ourselves. Like, really quick, IJ, like, I will sit here and make my life a living hell. I'll be like, okay, we're going on vacation in a couple of weeks. I want to do this thing before I leave. I've been wanting to steam clean my carpets, like, before we go on vacation. And I'm like, well, if I do that, then I have to buy a steam cleaner. I don't want to buy a cheap one. I want to buy like a nice one that I can use for a while. But if that's the case, then I got to come up with extra money. And if we take my car, I'm going to have to get new tires because I don't want to drive that far to go on vacation on the tires that I currently have. So now I've got to come in to extra money. And I'm like, why am I doing this to myself? There's no law. There's no one holding a gun to my head saying you must clean your couch, your carpets, your couch, all of that before you go on vacation. I'm doing this to myself. We don't have to take my car. We can take my husband's car and he just got new tires. Why am I so focused on putting this extra stress on myself? Like I'm creating a problem. Like it's not necessary. It's never been that urgent. I don't know why all of a sudden I'm making it seem like it's urgent. My trip is going to be the same nonetheless. Why am I doing this to myself? So sometimes we're our own worst enemy. Sometimes we are the hardest on ourselves. We start thinking that it has to go a certain way. And it's like, it doesn't. It's going to be fine. Like, the outcome is still going to be the same. If you don't get to do every single thing before you leave, that is fine. And that's a stressful way to live. And I totally resonate with her having that mindset. And I feel like she's learning kind of like what I'm learning. And that is like, it's not the end of the world. If like it doesn't happen in a certain order, or you have to wait a couple extra weeks to do this thing, like don't stop putting that pressure on yourself. So like that's the main thing, IJ, that's coming through for her. She just wants you to know that she's learning through you. You're not a super stressed out person. You're not the type of person that's gonna like create this sense of urgency for yourself and make life more complicated. Do you have your faults? I'm sure. You're human. But I feel like she's learning through you that that's not necessary. She can slow down. And I noticed that you had said that she loves the slower island life, and that's because she knows that's what she's supposed to be doing. Hey Rhoda, give me 1 second, I'll respond to you. So yeah, IJ, I think that's like what she wants you to know. She's saying, I'm walking away. I'm abandoning this way of thinking, this way of being. I'm trying to dismantle it little by little. I don't think she's the type of person that can go cold turkey. I don't think she can just change. But I do feel like she's coming into a better understanding of herself and what it is that's working in her life and what isn't, and what she needs to walk away from. And the biggest thing right now she's saying to you is, I am stressed out. It's starting to affect my health and my mental health and my physical health. And I want you to know that I recognize this. I am aware of this and I'm working on it. So that is what I have for you, IJ. Let me know if you have any questions. Rhoda Bradley sent 10, meant to send 13, sent the 3. Yeah. I got it, friend. Don't worry. I'm about to actually update the donation list right now. I'm proud of her too, IJ, because that is a tough thing to overcome. Feeling the need to have, and it's like you only feel a sense of accomplishment or completion because you stressed yourself all the way out. and you got that thing done or those things done. But it's like, for what? Like, what? Who is creating this sense of urgency? You are. Who is creating this stress? Nobody is sitting here saying you come to your house and telling you before you leave to do this thing, you have to have this, and this done. You're doing it to yourself. And I think that she's finally recognizing that. And that is like a big deal for her. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you, IJ, for stopping in. So next we have Gotham. Gotham donated for an in-depth in a past, present, future. So Gotham, if you're here, let me know what we're doing first for you. No further questions. Like it's a court case. Thanks again, IJ. Have a great night. Oh, sorry. That posted a little early. There's more donations than that. I will be closing the list in about 30 minutes or less, depending on how long this list gets. Okay, so let's do your in-depth. Got 'em. Let me know what are you wanting, like the love spread? Like for your in-depth reading, are we doing a love spread for you, or are we doing a question that you have? Okay. And both of these are on Daniela, right? Okay, perfect. I'm shuffling now. You made yours a BOGO? Okay, 1 second. Let me make sure I got it. Yep, I got it. Okay. So, got him. I don't think that you have to worry too much about your connection. I think that you guys have a lot of potential. Now, the part that I'm struggling with is your timelines. I feel like your outcome is good, but the problem is you guys are on different chapters. So, she's still reading chapter 4 and you might be on chapter 10, if that makes sense. Like I feel like if she is allowed to catch up with you, she would either have to do double time the work. Like, imagine if you guys are reading a book, like you're on chapter 10 and you're like, come on, catch up. And she's like, oh, I'm only on chapter 4. Does that make sense? So she's like, okay. She's like, I mean, I'll try to catch up with you. But like, can you just, like, she needs you to either stop, like, just take a pause and allow for her to catch up to your chapter, or she's going to have to work double time to catch up with you. And the issue is, like, I don't know how much work she's able to put in right now. The problem is, this isn't like literally reading. This is like healing, working on yourself, working on things within yourself. And you can't really rush a healing process, like you can't rush a grieving process. Like, there's a lot to unpack. And the problem with healing, the problem with shadow work, the problem with digging in deep and really putting the work in is that it's like a thread. Once you pull on that string, it all starts coming undone. And the conscious things that you thought were issues aren't even scratching the surface of what actually is happening underneath it all. And so not only does she feel like she has to work harder, faster just to get to where you are, but she also is like learning new things that she's like, shit, now that's something else. So it's almost like a to-do list. It's like she thought it was one thing and now it's like 3 subcategories under that one category, and then like more things are coming up. So I am glad this is making sense for you. That's definitely where it is for her. And so this is going to require you to like stop reading this book. Like, stop subscribing to the desire of wanting this connection to happen really fast or really quickly, because there's nothing that can be done. You can stop reading the book. You can read slower and maybe eventually she'll catch up, but you can't read at the pace that you have been expecting her to be able to catch up with you. So there is going to require some type of like pause for you if you're wanting to make this work. Now, with every connection, there is obviously free will, and you can do what it is you want to do. And if you want to find somebody who, has picked up the book and is on chapter 10 with you, then that's fine. But the thing is, if you want her to be the one that reads the book with you, then you have to allow time for her to catch up to you. This is the metaphor Spirit is giving me. I don't know why, but that's the gist. So in terms of like potential outcomes, is this relationship successful? Will it be successful? Does it have potential for success? You said, I feel further faster and I do feel I need to go slow down. Yeah. So, and you don't want to, the thing is you don't want to change who you are either to accommodate for her. Like, if it's essentially something you think you can do that doesn't really change you too much, then I think it's courteous to slow down for her. But if you're like, that changes the essence of who I am, and I really need someone to meet me where I'm at, that's okay too. So, you also don't want to have to change too much. Relationships require flexibility. They require compromise, but they don't require you changing who you are and what your desires are to fit the needs of someone else, because there's too many people out in the world for you to be doing that for. Like, for one person in particular, like you have the opportunity to meet someone who's where you are if that's what you want. But if she's truly the one, and I see again, going back to what I was saying, as this is a setup for success, then yeah, I think that if it doesn't require too much of you to ask you to slow down, then that's what would be better for her. Let me see, what else am I getting here? I feel like she looks at you as a very strong archetype in her family. You're the man, you're her man. You're coming through as the emperor. So she's saying that, like, no matter what, throughout all of this, you're still like her feelings for you don't change, like nothing that you guys have gone through makes it so that way it changes how she feels about you. But it also can indicate that her feelings are not progressing right now. Like they kind of have hit like a ceiling, if you will, because maybe she's got whatever it is she's doing over here that she's having to work on. And sometimes you can't really develop feelings for someone if you've hit the capacity, because you still have evolution, you still have personal development to do. So that's why like a lot of people, I know this is like a weird example, but that's why like the expression is you don't um accept the love that you deserve, you accept the love that you think you deserve. That's why you'll see a lot of people out here dating assholes. And you're like, wow, that person is way too good for them. What is that person doing with them? Well, that person's not dating what they deserve. They're dating what they think they deserve. Once they grow from that, then they go, wow, I really needed something better. I really needed something better than this. But they have to learn that lesson. They have to grow. So same with your connection is that if she's not ready to feel your love, she's not ready to explore that with you, it's because she doesn't think she deserves it. And the only way that she will is through her healing process. You feel me? So that is basically what she's saying right now. She's saying, I'm carrying a heavy load. I will still do the work. I still intend on taking care of myself. But just like with working out, you need rest days. Just like with eating really healthy, you need the ability to splurge. Just like with in recovery and going through physical rehabilitation, you need to also take it easy. She can't be constantly healing. She is going to have to go through periods of rest because you need to be able to recover from that to have the strength to do what you need to do for the next step, right? So I feel like that's kind of where she's going right now. And I truly, deep down at this time, Gotham, I feel like she's like, I'm just gonna be more subdued. I'm gonna be more quiet. You're not gonna really see me like actively trying for this connection right now. Um Wait, did I just use the word subdued? Sorry, submissive. That's the word I was looking for. I was like, I don't think I used that word right. But yeah, just like more just quiet, more on the quiet side. Okay? But I do feel like she's willing to take a situation head on. I think she's willing to rise to the challenge, but I think that it's going to have to be in like snippets, intermediately. Dorella, I am accepting donations, yes. All of the pricing information is in the description. If you have any questions, let me know. I would do anything for her. I think she's my missing piece. She does tell me all the time I'm too good for her. That is so her. Yeah. So like that's kind of what I'm picking up for her. And I think it's just unfortunately going to require some patience on your part, and I know that's hard to say. But I think also you're willing to help her carry the load. I think all you're asking is to be let in to the process. So, and I think that's what you want right now. Ultimately, I think you want a fresh start with her. You want to be able to move forward and walk into the sunset together. But I think for now, you're like, I just want to be let in. Just if you can, let me in or keep me posted. Help, like you're just looking for some kind of encouragement to that you're there's a reason that you're doing what you're doing. You're just looking for some type of validation from her, which I completely get. Hey, Jack Mac, I'm doing well. How are you? Okay, so where am I? Give me a second here. I lost my place. Okay, strengths and weaknesses. That's where I left off. Strengths and weaknesses. So I have the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Swords. So I think really honestly, Gotham, this is up to her. I think the ball is in her court. I think your strengths are on her to figure out, and your weaknesses is also on her. We have two queens here. I don't really think there's much that you can do besides kind of what I said earlier about slowing things down. I think that really, if this relationship is going to work, it's on her. If it's not, it's on her. Because I feel like you have exhausted all your options. You have done what you could do for this. And you have fight in you left. I do see that here. Page of Pentacles indicates that you still have a lot left in you as far as like fighting for this connection. But in terms of what you can do or what it is that you have control of, that really falls in her lap. I've built her up so much. I give her what nobody else has, and I encourage her. Yes, I've exhausted so much. I step back and need to refocus my energy on me. Yeah, I definitely think that's the route to go, Gotham, is just know that whether this relationship succeeds or fails, this is on her. Like, you have done what it is that you could do. And there's no amount of good that you can pour into her that is going to bring her to the realization that you're all that she needs. She has to figure that out on her own. She's going to take what she feels she deserves, not what she should strive for or what she thinks would be good for her. She's not at that capacity right now. She hasn't unlocked that level to see that you are good for her. Like, that's kind of where it is right now at this time. Energy around the relationship, we have the Six of Wands. So I feel like that's a message from Spirit letting you know, like, you will get the recognition from her that you've been wanting, that you've been asking for. We have what's hidden, and I think it's kind of like the moon that I had mentioned previously. She's more quiet. She's more submissive. She's more kind of just doing things on her own. She's more independent, but she is working behind the scenes. The Nine of Pentacles is the card that says, I'm working really hard so that I can be rewarded in the end. I really am doing my best, and that's really all that I can do right now. Getting hot in my house. Jack Mac, I'm sorry to hear about your son. For those of you just now joining us, I have gotten some donations in. I haven't had a chance to update the donation list yet. We are currently working on donations, and the list is going to close soon. All free options are closed for the night. This is now the time to get your donations in if you want a reading with me this evening. Okay. I am posting the updated list right now. We are working on the past, present, future for Gotham. And then we'll be moving on to Amy's BOGO after this. You said maybe you stepping back a bit will help out a bit. Instead of texting her, instead of being in her ear. So, Gotham, that's 100% it. I am happy to hear, like, you're like, I'm proud of her. I've seen, like, the hard work that she's put in. I don't think you're asking for a lot, but I think you are asking her to do something that she's not prepared to do. And I think that she's already putting a lot of pressure on herself. Do you really want to add to that? Do you want to be associated with peace and safety and love, or do you want to be associated to her with like stress and added pressure? Like, that's kind of the question that you have to ask yourself, is like, because people who stress other people out are avoided, and if you don't want to be avoided, then you don't want to be that person that's adding to her stress either. So it's kind of complicated. You want to be able to stand up for yourself and kind of advocate for yourself. You don't want to lose yourself in the connection, but at the same time, you don't want to be that person that becomes someone that she wants to avoid. So there's a fine balance. I think you know what's best and what you should do. Past, present, future, forgot 'em. All right. So they are showing me the 10 of Wands in the past, the Wheel of Fortune in the present, and the Six of Cups in the future. So this is telling me that you're coming from a place of feeling not overwhelmed, well, maybe overwhelmed when it comes to love. Like you never really feel like you found your person, or you found, maybe the person is the wrong word. You haven't found that feeling that you're looking for. Like, I think you have found your people. I think you have found your person. I think you have found the right people at the right time. But I think there's a certain vision that you have for yourself in your mind of what you want your love life to look like. And you never really have seen that come through in the way that you want. Or you feel like it's not available to you again. So the alternative interpretation is that you have felt this way before, but you lost it. Kind of reminding me of like a very long-term relationship that you thought you were going to end up marrying this person and something happened and you didn't. Or it's making me feel kind of like a widow, someone who experienced that love, but it ended too soon. That's kind of the vibe that I'm getting as the alternative interpretation of this. So it's making me feel like it's not that you've never experienced it. It's just that it's never been long lasting enough. Like it's never happened the way that you thought it was going to be. And I think for you, Gautam, you are a romantic at heart. I don't know if I would say you've always been this way, but I think that there is a part of you that's wanted that, like, find my person, be with them forever. Like, not really having much issue and complication. I feel like the good thing I can say to you is that with the 10 of Wands, 10s in numerology always signify endings. So the past is indicating that this is in the past. Like this is not something you're going to continue to experience moving forward. The hardest part is now over. You said this is true, honestly, right person, wrong time. So that's the thing is like you're wanting this vision. You like have this like desire on your heart, what you want things to look like, and just haven't really had the opportunity to experience that in the way in which you want or the way that you envisioned it to be. Your present is the Wheel of Fortune. And so really all I can say, Gautam, is that your life is planned out ahead of you. Obviously, you have some control through free will of how this is going to play out, but I learned the other day that because I was like, I don't really know if I believe in fate or destiny, but I do believe that there are points on our timeline that we can't really avoid, that we have to go through. This was agreed upon before we came to incarnate on this planet and in this lifetime. And what I learned is that fate is those things. Are those things that you cannot avoid. They're going to happen in this life, whether you want them to or not. It is going to be a part of your story. Whereas destiny is more like the free will, the parts that you can kind of, it's like like basically all of your chapter titles have been like made for you. That's like fate. And then all of the subtext, like the details, is destiny, and that you can create and add to and get creative with through your own free will. I keep mentioning books for you and I don't know why, but that's kind of like what I see. So in terms of like your present moment, spirit saying that you have a divine plan. They have divinely blessed you and certain unions that you have in your life. But all of this is up to divine timing, if that makes sense. This is going to have to play out the way it's going to, because God, maybe you have learned your lessons, maybe you have balanced your karma, but the person that you want to be with hasn't done that yet, and nobody else can rush that process. So spirit is saying, like, you're going to have that, your outcome is here for you that you want, but you're wanting to fall in love with someone else who also has their own plan, their own journey, their own fate, their own destiny. And so it's not always the easiest thing when two stories come together, because you each have your own individual journeys that now you're trying to find a way to have them link up and reconcile. So now it's a waiting game, and your future, Gautam, is showing me reconciliation. So you have a future here in love with a person you already know, and you guys will unite. You guys will reunite. It's going to happen. And at this point, it's just a waiting game. It's like just needing to trust. You said that's so true. Honestly, right person, wrong time in a way. A pre-written book, but you can change the story. Exactly. No, that's exactly it. I always said let them go, and if they come back, it was meant to be. Yeah, I agree. I also feel like nothing is ever really going to leave you if it's meant for you. It's a mantra I heard, I don't know, back in like 2017, 2018. It's like, what's meant for me will not pass me by. And I really love that quote because it kind of takes the pressure off. You're like, no, legitimately, if this is meant for me, it's gonna be here. Like, if I am meant to do this thing, have this thing, be this thing, it's got my name on it. Like, it's engraved for me. And that takes a lot of pressure off of yourself, where you're just like, okay, now I'm not gonna stress it, because then if this person doesn't want to be with me, then whatever, it wasn't meant for me, and the thing that is will show up. Like, it really takes the pressure off. It really does. And, you don't want to force things, because it's never going to be sustainable if you try to do that. That makes so much sense. I always said let him go. Okay, yeah. So I read everything that you said, Gautam. I hope that you enjoyed your readings with me, that they were enlightening for you to some capacity. Next up, we have Amy. So, Amy, if you're here. Oh, I just saw you typed. Okay, give me 1 second here. As much as me and Danielle have been through, she's the only one that hasn't left. She keeps coming back. Not forced by my past. Has all been forced, but now just let it be. So, like, that's the thing, Gotham. Every single time she comes back around, I think, or like stays in contact with you, I think you need to think to yourself, like, oh, right. If she's meant to be, if it's meant to be, she will not pass me by. And just use that every single time as confirmation that of what you already know to be true, All right, guys, the list is closing soon. I'm just going to leave it open for just a few more minutes. You're very welcome, Gautam. It was nice talking to you tonight. What would my kids from my workplace tell me about me if they could? Like, if they could tell me up front how they feel about me as their teacher. All right, give me 1 second. I gotta readjust. I don't know why when I do readings, I start like sweating. I don't know if you guys have seen Tyler the Medium, but it's like that. He like starts getting like sweaty and sweat starts dripping down his face. I'm like, ugh, that, and I get super hungry. Like, I need to make my house an icebox before I start readings. I hope you enjoy your night. Hope your dreams and manifestations come true. Oh, thanks, Bottom. I appreciate it. Ditto. Right back at ya. You love Tyler. Yeah, he's awesome. I really like his energy. He's amazing. Amy, would you consider yourself high energy? Like, would you say that every day you come with like extra pep in your step? Like you just had like a glass of caffeine. Do you feel like you're high energy? I have the Page of Wands here. And it's like making me feel like you have high energy at work. So that's one thing that they're going to tell you. You're very energetic, very youthful, high energy. And so for children, that resonates with them because they are that way. And when children see adults that are similar to them with high energy, that is very refreshing because a lot of adults don't have that ability. Adults are typically move slower. They need their naps. I'm not saying you don't, but they're just like, they're just a certain capacity for what they can handle energetically. And I think it's just really, really fun for kids. It's like a fresh breath of fresh air for them to see an adult who is very high vibe with them, wants to interact with them. Like you said, play around, play games. This is something that I think they get really excited about. They love that high energy that you bring. See, Amy, that's the thing, is that you don't really show them that, though. That's the thing. Like, I feel like from their perspective, they're like, oh my God, she has so much energy compared to my mom. Like kids they are just bursts of vibrance, and like they're just so, I don't know, they just have like a lot of life force inside of them. Actually, I just had an epiphany that I wonder if as adults get older, they lose energy because of everything that they have in life that starts to weigh them down. Like it's almost like an energetic weight, because kids come through like they got so much of it. Maybe we could harness some of that by trying to be more like a child, or think more like a child. But yeah, so that's one of the things that they would say. Let's see, what else do we have here? They feel like you're always very content, empathetic, interested in them. They feel like you're creative, and not in the term way that I normally say creative to you. I mean in the way in which you try to approach them, teach them, help them. You try to think outside of the box when it comes to them. Does that make sense? They can also feel very attached to you. They feel like a part of your community, a part of your family. I don't really think you show favorites, Amy, even if you secretly have them, but I don't think you show favorites. They all feel equal, they all feel involved, they all feel important to you. And so I don't want you to think negatively about yourself if you feel like you've been too hard on one of them. Oh my God, like, do they think that I don't care about them? Or don't worry too much about that, because I think whether you have fun with them or you're stern with them or you're strict versus like playing around, whatever it is that you're doing, it all shows that you care collectively. So don't like be too hard on yourself if you're like, oh no, like maybe they feel like I was being unfair or I wasn't treating them equally, because I think they do feel equal. Hey Lisa, welcome in. Yeah, so I don't think they view you as having favorite. Now, Amy, I don't know. I'm actually getting a message about the parents. I don't know if you meet the parents, but I feel like you're one of the teachers where it's like, oh, we're gonna be in Miss blah blah blah's class. Like, I don't know what name you go by in school, but let's just say it's Savin, Miss Savin. Like, they want to see you, they want to find you in the hallway. If if they're not in your class anymore, they want to try to come back and see you again. If they have like siblings, the parents are excited that they're in Miss Savin's class. Like, I feel like people get excited knowing that they're going to be in your class. And I think that the kids that you've had get excited when they see you. It's something about how your reputation precedes you and it extends outside of the classroom. How you doing, Elisa? Hopefully you're doing well. Okay, that sounds good. I'm going to update the donation list in just a second. You said... Wait, where am I? I lost my spot. Oh, his name is Zayden and he loves to rub out. Don't talk to parents too much, but I know they see me and hear me. So I think for you, Amy, I think when it comes to you, even if you don't interact with the parents, the kids tell them, we love her. Like, you have some type of reputation that precedes you and extends outside of the classroom. So that to me makes me feel like they are happy. Like their kids are happy and they're happy that you're caring for them. Do you ever like bring stuff into the classroom like for fun? Like if it's someone's birthday or if it's a certain holiday, or if I don't know, like I'm almost getting like there's sometimes things that you do where you bring it into the classroom to like make their day more fun is what I'm hearing. Even though it's your snacks. Okay. All right, we are finishing up Amy's reading now. Then we will be moving on to Rhoda next, then Eliana, then Day, then Elisa. If there is anybody that's waiting on the list that does not want to wait, like, for their turn, you can pay to skip. It's $5 to do so. If you do not want someone to take your turn away from you, you can also pay $5 to hold your place. It is not necessary. It's not something you have to do or I require you to do or anything like that. It's simply just an option available to you if you want to skip the line. If you are not able to do that or don't want to do that, but you also can't stick around for your reading, make sure that before you leave the live stream, you leave your question with me so I can still answer your question. If it gets to be your turn and you're not here, you get skipped if I don't have your question. And if by the end of the live stream we don't see you, we haven't seen you, you'll have to wait to redeem until the next time I go live. You also obviously have the option of waiting in here with us until it's your turn. Physical features. There's nothing wrong with asking this question, Amy, at all. Okay, so this is a weird interpretation, but I have Four of Swords. So whenever I think of Four of Swords, I think of like rest, relaxation. What is it that you're doing? What would be associated with your physical body if you're resting or relaxing? I think your eyes are one of the things because usually you don't rest with your eyes open. And then another thing is you're resting your physical body. So there's a physical appearance, like your body, not your face, but your body is one of the things that they pay close attention to. I would say the shape of it, something along those lines. And then also your eyes actually are a standout feature that I'm getting. I'm not sure if it's because you always look just like bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, like, you know, no bags or anything like that. I'm not sure what this is, but it's like you always look well rested. You always look like just, I don't know, bright-eyed, vibrant, that kind of thing. So maybe they're just like, she just always looks like rested. Yeah, let's not sleep with eyes open, please. Amy, one thing I will say, work on your posture. I have the Five of Cups. I think that you would do well with walking with your head up high. Don't look at the ground. Don't slouch. Like, walk straight up because I think it's not really, I mean, it has something to do with your physical self, but it's also giving off a certain energy as well. Like when your head is up, your chin is up, your shoulders are back, you're walking straight, you're walking with purpose, you give off a certain energy, Amy. And then when you're kind of looking down, fumbling with your keys, kind of slouching, whatever, you're giving off another energy as well. So just always remember that your physical body, your physical self, like your posture, is giving off a certain vibe. Obviously, if you don't want people to bother you, then don't worry about this, but you may want to work on your posture a little bit. You said, I actually try to remind myself to walk straight and look around. Good. Yes, keep doing this. Let's see. What else? Okay, so something that people notice are like, I have the Ten of Pentacles. This talks about like family resemblance and the things that you inherit from your family, from your ancestors. So there could be a lot of comments about your features like in comparison with people in your family. And this might not necessarily be for the people that don't know your family, but the people that do probably make comparisons, the things that you inherited, or talking about who you look like in the family or what you look like. This could just be something that it's like, because I think that you have a unique look to you. And so the 10 of Pentacles talks a lot about what you have inherited from your family and how you resemble people in your family. Or how you don't, how you don't resemble people in your family. Let's see. What physical features of hers stand out? Your boobies. Your boobies are here. We have 2 of Pentacles. So look up the 2 of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm getting a lot with hands here too. It could just be because you adorn your hands, you do your nails, you might wear jewelry, bracelets, things like that that bring a lot of attention to your hands. I was also thinking about that with the 4 of Swords as well. What physical features? Eyes are here again. We have the third eye chakra. Bring more attention to the lower part of your body is what I would recommend. Make sure you're wearing things that are like very flattering and form-fitting. I think that would work best for you, like a romantic style outfit. Because there's something here about bringing attention to like your hips, your lower half. But I think that you would do well if you're not already like doing a more like feminine shape, if that's your style, or if you could find a style that's like more form fitting, I think would bring even more attention to you in that area. You have so much here about your eyes. It's crazy. It's not a physical feature, but it kind of is. Your voice is something that people notice about you. I would say your lips. Usually I get hair for you. I'm not really getting that too much, but maybe the color of your hair. I think people like it when you wear red, like when you have red hair, red clothes, a red tone. I think that's something that people like really notice about you when you're wearing those colors, or that color, I mean. So Amy, unless you're going to add on to your reading, that is what I have for you. Rhoda Bradley, if you're here, can you please check in with me? Yeah, copper. That's a good color. You said you're shook about your eyes. You don't like your eyes? Really? Why? Hey, Rhoda. So I have you down for an in-depth reading. Are you doing a love spread or do you have a question? All good, Luna. Thanks. Wait, hold on. I always notice when I'm walking around alone at the mall. I feel like eyes on me, as you should. You're young, girl. You're single. People should be checking you out. Yeah, your body is probably the first thing I would say, and then things start get broken down, like your face shape, eyes, things like that. You're welcome, Amy. Have a good night. See you later. All right, Rhoda. I can help you with that. Good night, Amy. All right. Well, first we're going to ask, where are your blocks? All right. So I'm getting here, there's a lot of mental energy within you. A lot of mental energy. Hey, Radiant, thank you for showing up. I think you're next. You'll have to check the list that I posted. There's a lot of mental energy going on with you, Rhoda. I have like third eye crown. We also have even like solar plexus here. So we do have some blocks when it comes to intuition. I feel like spirit wants you to know that you need to get more comfortable with trusting yourself. I don't know if you are the type of person that likes to get advice from other people, seek out answers outside of yourself, but and maybe making decisions could be hard for you. If I'm on the right track, let me know. But I feel like you could second guess yourself a lot. How to tap more into your intuition is to learn how to trust yourself, how to not second guess yourself, how to not overthink. And they're saying that your intuition, it wants a relationship with you. And you have had this. Like, you probably could remember back to childhood having a very strong conscience. I am okay, good. So back in childhood, you had a very strong conscience. You had a very good connection with self, but somewhere along the way, whether it's other people telling you to obey, other people telling you to listen, other people saying, do what I say, not as I do, there was some type of block that was formed where somebody outside of yourself was telling you how to think, how to feel, what to do, how to show up, maybe putting you in a box and making you feel like you have to just be this thing. And you, instead of like trusting in yourself, this thing that happened to you became greater than you. And you're like now starting to go, okay, well, if someone's been telling me what to do all my life, how to be, how to act, then that's what I'm going to do, because that's more loud to me than my own intuition. So somewhere along the way, you lost that relationship. You might have been doing more things that catered to your ego. Ego is fear, instant gratification, things that make us happy right now, things that make us feel good, things that make us feel important, versus your own inner self, your own inner guidance. It's like you lost your inner compass along the way. And spirit is saying that in order to gain that back, because you're ready and you should, you have to trust yourself. You have to build a relationship with yourself that if you make a decision, you are right. That decision that you made for yourself, you are right. Don't go back and second guess. Don't let someone talk you out of it. Don't let someone tell you that you're wrong or you're crazy. You have to have not only trust in yourself, but you have to have the confidence to back it up, that even if it's insane, that's fine. It's out of the box. It's different. It's eccentric. Whatever the decision is, or it's just the best decision for you. But regardless, you have to have confidence. You have to have that backbone to care more about what you think than what other people think. And not looking for that external validation, not looking for it outside of yourself. And that's hard. And I think that you can connect with your intuition. I think you can be so good with having that balance with your ego versus your intuition. But sometimes, even after years and years of having great intuition, you can kind of fall back on accident into feeding your ego. You know what I mean? Like, for instance, for me, I feel a very strong connection to my inner knowing. I don't seek validation in the cards, even though I'm a reader. I don't seek validation outside of myself because I internally know who I am. But I could see very easily me slipping back into a place of wanting external validation. If I get too big of an influencer, if I have too much of a following, I might start really caring about what other people think or say about me, even though I've always had a very good connection with my intuition. It's hard. It's not easy. It's human nature. Your ego is there for a reason. But what is the problem for you in particular is the imbalance. You have too much of the ego and not enough of the intuition. I've just learned who really is. It's not what I thought it was. So that right there is basically the veil thinning for you. What I mean by that is that your view of whatever this thing was is now shattered, and now you're having to rebuild from that place. And that's not a bad thing. I think that sometimes we need our world to be rocked. I think sometimes we need to understand who we are, who someone else is, or what things look like, or maybe things weren't what they appeared to be. I think that sometimes we need our worldview to be shattered because that humbles us and that brings us back into ourself. So one of the main things here is the first step is learning to trust yourself over anything or anyone else, not seeking that validation from someone else to tell you. Being able to say for yourself, when do I think this is going to happen? What do I think it's going to look like? What is good for me? And even if the decisions that you make and you end up falling flat on your face, Rhoda, it's okay. It's a part of the learning lesson. If everyone's coming to you going, that's a bad idea, don't do it. But you're sitting here going, and it might be, but I have to learn for myself if it is or not. That is okay. You learn, you live, you learn. Like, you just have to have the confidence within yourself to know that this is what's best for you at this time. Eliana, okay, that sounds good. You got it, friend. And then I see a little bit, it's mostly third eye, but I see like a little bit of block in your solar plexus. I think like rediscovering what you're passionate about is going to be really important. I don't know if you follow astrology, if you're into that or not, but I think that looking at where your Jupiter is placed in your chart is going to be important. So you can like Google, if you know your date of birth, time, and location that you were born, you can find out where your Jupiter is. You can find out what sign it's in and what house it's in. And that will give you a little bit of insight if you're not sure what you're passionate about. But basically, they want you to act more on your passion. They want you to stop putting what you want on the back burner. What is your desire? What's in your heart? What do you want your life to look like? What excites you? I feel like Spirit is saying to get back into that, you know? You had to start over in life. Hey, Lisa, welcome back in. Where am I? And then lastly, we have the root chakra. So what this is telling me is that from the crown all the way down to the root, you need some alignment. And I think that another great thing to do is find a way to anchor yourself, because you're very much in your head and you have to find a way to get yourself to be grounded again. You can do grounding a lot of different ways. I know you said you're new on the spiritual journey, so maybe everything I'm saying to you is like a lot, and maybe you're just like, I don't know what to do. So I am trying to give you advice associated with those things. Grounding can be anything that gets you out of your head. It can be exercise, it can be journaling, getting it all out. It can be literally sticking your feet on the ground, going to the beach, getting your feet in the sand, in the water. It can be sitting, meditating, getting whatever you can do to get yourself out of your head and into your body. Whatever feels the most natural for you to do that is something that's going to be very important to you. And this is the last thing that I feel that you need to know. I don't want to overwhelm you, and I don't want you to feel like this is too much information, but that's like the last thing, that if you can be able to get yourself out of your head and more into a grounded space. So I think surrounding yourself with nature. They even have something called a grounding mat. If you want, you can buy those online, where you don't have to actually go outside and step in the dirt. You can literally ground yourself inside your home. But just basically think of things that you can do to get yourself more into your body. So that is what I have, Rhoda. Let me know if you have any questions about this. You're very welcome. Okay. So next up we have Eliana. Eliana. After Eliana, we have Day. After Day, we have Elisa. And then all my lists are closed for the night. So Eliana, just letting you know, I am going to work on yours. It takes me about 10 minutes usually to get a full message. It can take a little bit longer depending on like if it's flowing or not. I will also send you a copy of your letter, Eliana, to your Instagram if you want me to. If you don't want me to read it out loud, I don't have to. Just let me know if you want me to or not. That's my standard thing that I do, but I don't have to if you don't want me to. What was the other thing I was going to say? I think that was it. So just give me a few minutes to get this done. And I'll let you know when I'm about halfway done, and then I'll let you know when I'm done. Okay, we're about halfway done. So I feel like Eliana, like this man really knows how to talk to you. I feel like he really knows how to say like what you want to hear, and you're kind of like, keep talking, keep telling me all the things. Um, so I'm sending you the message right now, but I am also going to read it out loud since you said that was fine with you. I feel like he really knows how to talk. I feel like he's a smooth talker. And I think that honestly, he could be dangerous if he used his gifts for evil. But I think with you, and just in general, he seems like a very straightforward, honest person. I think he is enamored by you. I really do. I think that he just really thinks you're radiant, girl. Like your name. I just think that he's just like, oh my God, I just cannot get enough of this woman. And he really like loves your woman like essence. Like you just, there's something about you that he's just like, God damn. Um, So anyway, so the letter starts off him saying, "Damn, you are so divine. You seriously are so beautiful. I could stare at you all day, honestly. You emanate such confidence and value. I just want to deserve you and show you everything that you deserve. I know that we are taking it slow, but that is how it should be because the best things come to those who wait. I really want to take my time with you and alongside of you. I want to experience adventure, pleasure, and peace together. I'm looking forward to any time you want to bless me with your presence." And that is your letter. And hopefully you got it in your inbox as well. I sent you a copy. You're welcome. Got it. I was behind on the live reading it now. Okay. And I read it to you too. Like, it's okay if you're behind on the live, but I just want to let you know that I did say some things before I read the letter. So if you didn't catch that, definitely listen to it. Okay, guys, I'm looking for Day Oceane. She donated. I'm also looking for Elisa. I'm looking for you guys to check in with me this evening. One or both of you, please. Oh, good. I'm so happy to hear. Yeah, go back to the beginning because there's a couple other extra just little nuggets that I threw in there. All right, guys, it's been 5 minutes since I've called on the last two. I don't see them and I don't have a question for them. So, Day and Elisa, if you come on like tonight, later tonight, tomorrow, something along those lines, just know that you can redeem your reading with me the next time that you see me. You are also more than welcome to comment under this live stream with your question, and I'll make sure that I get to it the next time that I go live if you aren't sure if you're going to catch me. You can also message me on Instagram. I might see it over there. But I'm going to have to catch you guys next time you see me, which will be tomorrow. And keeping in mind that if I don't do it tomorrow, you'll have to wait until I come back next week. I always take Monday and Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays off of work. So I will see you guys then. Make sure you come back. You can also email me if you have any questions. I can't guarantee I'm going to see y'all's messages or emails before tomorrow night's live stream. So try to catch me live if you can. That's the best way to get your question redeemed with me. Denise, yes, sorry, my lists are closed. Eliana, I just heard it. I was worried when you said he can talk to me because I already experienced a talker. Yeah, I was like, he doesn't use his forces for evil, but he does know how to talk. I mean, I like a guy who can articulate. You're welcome, Eliana. So yeah, Deo, Shanae, and sorry, I didn't mean Eliana. I meant Elise. I meant to type Elise. Deo, Shanae, and Elise, not Eliana. If you guys are here, tomorrow you can redeem your reading with me then, because I don't have your question. I don't know where y'all are at, and I do have to get going. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Catch me tomorrow if you need to. Have a good night, everyone. Bye, Eliana. Bye, Denise. Bye, everybody.